I just wanted to talk about how with the Oregon primary, it seems kind of rigged in a sense, because Sanders won 56% of the votes, Hillary lost 44% of the vote, so Hillary Clinton received 25 delegates, Bernie Sanders received 34. So, but I'm not sure exactly what the Democratic Party, the rules set for the primary, but I know it was changed in a sense right before the polls opened, so Hillary Clinton could receive some delegates. Because I know she would not have received this many delegates if it wasn't changed. So, I mean, I'm not trying to start some conspiracy theories here, but just explain to me why, Bernie Sanders, he didn't receive nearly all of these delegates because he clearly deserved them, because the delegates represent the people, and the people are representing Bernie Sanders according to the primary, and who voted, because he did win by, an 8%, nearly like 70,000 people. So the delegates are supposed to represent Bernie Sanders, and don't try and educate me saying that, some states, have different rules on who receives, like, the amount of delegates and, all this, junk, because it was changed right before the thing. The Republican, Trump won, and he received all these delegates, and that's how it was supposed to go. But for the Democratic one, Bernie Sanders received like 9 more delegates, which realistically is not helping him at all, because he's still down a few hundred, and then if you count in the super delegates, he's down like 1,000. I mean, the super delegates can change their position, but I highly doubt 500 of, like, all of them are just going to change right to Bernie Sanders, and Bernie Sanders is going to win, because the system just seems to be rigged. I've been watching the system the whole entire time. Bernie Sanders is winning most of these states, but the delegates are basically nearly split in half, and that's just not fair. I mean, 61 delegates were at stake. I personally believe Bernie should have won all of them, but I do understand that all states are different, with their rules and, all these other things that they, have. But, I mean, Bernie Sanders, the delegates represent the people, not the people represent the delegates, because, I mean, it's not how it works. It's not democracy when these bankers and extraordinarily rich people are, winning, basically rigging the elections and picking the president themselves when the people are supposed to be picking the president. And, I mean, on the news with Donald Trump, they're trying to kind of bring him down with this phone call thing that I haven't really seen in the media that much. I've just, Donald Trump hasn't been much on the media. It's mainly just been Hillary Clinton telling, Bernie Sanders you should drop off, and just Donald Trump saying he'd speak to Kim Jong-un, which is, I don't understand what's wrong with that. I mean, I feel like Donald Trump is not what the people want, but, I mean, I don't agree with many of his political views. I mean, he's kind of a crazy dude, but, I mean, whatever. He has the right to, run for president. And I don't feel like it's, in a sense, rigged. I feel like, if it is rigged, the people have realized that, Hillary Clinton beats him, and, Hillary Clinton is, the one who's, everybody likes, apparently. And, Vladimir Putin has, stated that, if Hillary Clinton is elected president, America's not going to last very long. And Vladimir Putin is a very smart and not respectable. He's just a very smart man. He doesn't joke around. So I would trust his word on this. So, I respect some of Hillary Clinton's political views. She's fair, but it's just something about her. How she's winning, or she's losing some of these states. But when Bernie wins them, the delegates are nearly split in half, which literally makes no sense. And I understand, I don't mean to ramble, but I understand, like I've said many times, that some states have different rules on the delegates, and Oregon's rules weren't, like, the Democratic Party set rules like a few months ago, or maybe a few weeks ago, I don't even know, a few years ago, and then they decided to change them a few hours before the election. Makes no sense at all. And I just want to bring this up. 30% of her, fund has been super PACs and other groups. Can't lead a campaign with super PACs being paid millions of dollars to continue your campaign. Makes no sense. Bernie Sanders, look up Bernie Sanders. His super PAC percentage, 0.02%. 99% of it has been through the people. The people are passionate for Bernie Sanders. They want him. I respect everybody's political views, but it's just not adding up. It's not adding up at all. So, I guess that's it. Just wanted to bring this up, see if people thought about it. I haven't seen much videos about it. Media's not talking about it. I don't understand why they changed the views immediately. And I think Bernie Sanders should have a backbone. I think he should be like doing what Trump normally does, standing up for himself, saying, explain to me, why the rules were set like hours before the election, or the polls, the primary, and it's just, it's stupid, honestly, and people aren't seeing it because it's not in the media, and most people, they briefly covered it on the media for like 5 minutes on CNN, and I believe they did it like once on Fox News, but, and most people completely forgot about it in 5 minutes. Hopefully people will see this, and if this does get any views, I just share this video, not the video in a sense, just share the ideas, bring it up, kids, parents, brothers, sisters, anybody you know, and maybe one day it won't be as rigged as it is, or not. I don't like to use the word rigged, because I feel like the system isn't rigged, but yeah, it is rigged. Honestly, it is rigged, because people are they're getting away with way too much, and the American people are not seeing rule changing, basically cheating, right before the polls and the elections, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know the exact term, but you guys know what I mean. So, I'm looking on the right, and I have my TV on. Media is covering CNN, mainly viewed by Democrats, are viewing how Donald Trump says he has no problem with speaking to a Kim Jong-un, which I don't understand what the problem is speaking to Kim Jong-un. He's he was placed into power. He has basically no control over what already is going on. And him speaking to a normal human being, and people have a problem with it, I guess. Speaking to people that are different than us. But I guess that's going to wrap it up. Just spread the news. Bernie Sanders, this election is just being stolen from him. The American people obviously want him. So, yeah, that'll be it. Spread the news. Bye.